The entertainment world is no stranger to drama, but the latest controversy swirling around Blake Lively has taken things to a whole new level. What started as whispers behind closed doors has now exploded into a full-blown spectacle, with industry insiders lining up to share their stories about the seemingly untouchable star. The question on everyone's lips isn't just what these testimonies will reveal, but who will step forward next to break their silence. Blake Lively, the queen of calculated charm and polished perfection, has long been admired for her ability to navigate Hollywood with grace and poise. From her breakout role in Gossip Girl to her critically acclaimed performances in films like A Simple Favor and The Rhythm Section, she's crafted an image that feels almost impenetrable. But cracks are beginning to show, and they're running deeper than anyone anticipated. The catalyst for this unfolding saga seems to be a growing list of former collaborators, friends and associates who claim they've had enough of Lively's carefully curated facade. These individuals aren't just speaking out, they're spilling secrets with a ferocity that suggests years of pent-up frustration finally boiling over. Some have hinted at professional betrayals, while others allege personal grievances that paint a picture far removed from the sunny disposition she projects on red carpets and magazine covers. What makes this situation particularly riveting is how it plays into broader themes of authenticity versus artifice in celebrity culture. In an era where fans demand transparency from their idols, yet paradoxically reward those who master the art of illusion, Blake Lively's case serves as a fascinating case study. Is she truly the victim of jealousy-fueled attacks, or does her polished exterior mask something more troubling? Each new voice stepping forward adds another layer to the mystery, keeping audiences glued to every update. Behind the scenes, sources close to the matter suggest that several high-profile figures are weighing their options, torn between loyalty to Lively and the allure of being part of what could become one of the biggest scandals in recent memory. Names are being whispered, some familiar, others surprising, but one thing is clear: whoever decides to testify next will send shockwaves through the industry. Will it be a director who felt undermined by her alleged micromanaging tendencies, or perhaps a co-star who believes Lively sabotaged their career opportunities? The possibilities are endless, and each potential witness brings their own unique perspective to the table. Social media has predictably erupted in response, with hashtags like Blake Exposed trending alongside memes dissecting every aspect of Lively's public persona. Fans are divided, some staunchly defending her while others eagerly consume every tidbit of gossip with glee. Meanwhile, industry veterans watch cautiously from the sidelines, knowing all too well how quickly fortunes can change when reputations hang in the balance. For Blake Lively, the stakes couldn't be higher. For the rest of us, the anticipation is unbearable. As the first wave of testimonies began to surface, the narrative surrounding Blake Lively took a sharp turn toward darker territory. Former colleagues and acquaintances stepped forward, each armed with accounts that painted a starkly different picture of the actress than the one seen in glossy magazine spreads. Among the most vocal was Sarah Monroe, a former production assistant on one of Lively's earlier films, who described her experience working under the actress's supervision as nothing short of toxic. Monroe recounted instances where Lively allegedly demanded last-minute script changes without consulting directors or fellow cast members, insisting on having final say over even minor creative decisions. According to Monroe, this behavior created tension on set, leading to strained relationships and missed deadlines. She also claimed that Lively would frequently request reshoots for scenes she deemed unsatisfactory, regardless of budget constraints or scheduling conflicts, a move Monroe interpreted as less about artistic integrity and more about control. Another bombshell came from Marcus Reed, a stylist who worked closely with Lively during the promotional tour for A Simple Favor. Reed revealed that Lively's meticulous attention to detail extended beyond wardrobe choices and into areas he never expected. He described how she reportedly insisted on approving not only his outfit selections but also dictating specific poses and expressions for photo shoots, leaving little room for creative input. Reed recalled one particularly heated exchange where Lively allegedly berated him in front of the entire crew after disagreeing with his vision for a magazine cover shoot. The incident left him feeling humiliated and questioning whether staying in the industry was worth the emotional toll. Perhaps the most explosive testimony so far has come from Rachel Torres, a makeup artist who collaborated with Lively on multiple projects over the years. Torres broke her silence in a series of Instagram posts, alleging that Lively had a habit of undermining her team's contributions by taking credit for ideas that weren't hers. One anecdote stood out. During a press junket for The Rhythm Section, Torres claimed Lively publicly praised herself for suggesting a bold lipstick shade that had actually been proposed by an intern. When confronted privately, Torres says Lively dismissed her concerns, brushing them off as irrelevant compared to the bigger picture. These testimonies have sparked heated debates among industry insiders, many of whom are grappling with conflicting emotions. On one hand, there's sympathy for those coming forward, whose experiences resonate with others who faced similar challenges in high-pressure environments. On the other hand, skepticism lingers, fueled by questions about timing and motives. Critics argue that some of these revelations seem conveniently timed to coincide with the release of certain projects or career milestones, raising suspicions about ulterior motives. Adding fuel to the fire, anonymous sources claiming that Blake Lively's camp has been quietly reaching out to past collaborators, urging them to remain silent or downplay any negative experiences. While none of these allegations have been substantiated, they've nonetheless contributed to a climate of uncertainty and mistrust. Those considering speaking out must weigh the potential consequences not just professionally but personally. As the line between truth and fabrication becomes increasingly blurred, the cumulative effect of these testimonies is undeniable. They've chipped away at the pristine image Lively has cultivated for years. Yet for every accusation levied against her, there are counter-arguments highlighting her professionalism, kindness, and dedication to her craft. This dichotomy keeps the conversation alive, ensuring that the spotlight remains firmly fixed on Blake Lively, and whoever chooses to testify next. The ripple effects of these explosive testimonies have sent shockwaves through Hollywood, forcing industry players to take sides in a debate that grows more polarized with each passing day. Stars who once shared red carpets and award stages with Blake Lively now find themselves walking a tightrope between solidarity and self-preservation. Some have chosen to distance themselves publicly, issuing carefully worded statements that neither confirm nor deny the allegations but instead emphasize the importance of due process and fairness. On social media platforms, the discourse has reached fever pitch, with fans and critics alike dissecting every detail of the emerging scandal. Hashtags like Stand With Blake and Expose the Truth dominate trending lists, serving as digital battlegrounds where supporters and detractors clash in real-time debates. Memes mocking Lively's alleged behavior circulate alongside heartfelt defenses penned by loyal followers, creating a cacophony of opinions that reflects the broader societal divide over accountability and forgiveness. Inside the industry, reactions are predictably mixed but undeniably passionate. Colleagues of Lively face uncomfortable decisions about where to stand or whether to stand at all in the midst of the storm. Some actors and directors choose to distance themselves publicly, issuing carefully worded statements emphasizing respect for both parties, while avoiding direct commentary on the substance of the dispute. Others, emboldened by the chaos, seize the opportunity to air their own grievances, either subtly siding with one party or using the moment to critique the systemic issues they believe fueled such conflict. A few brave souls attempt to mediate, floating ideas for reconciliation behind the scenes, though these efforts largely fall flat amid the relentless barrage of accusations and counter-accusations. The impact extends beyond interpersonal dynamics, influencing how audiences engage with Lively's work. Viewership numbers for her projects dipped slightly as some fans expressed disillusionment with her perceived lack of transparency, while others rally around her, viewing the controversy as evidence of a smear campaign orchestrated by jealous detractors. Similarly, upcoming film releases face scrutiny, with early reviews tinged by references to the ongoing feud. Critics can't resist drawing parallels between her on-screen characters and the persona she projects in real life, leading to discussions about whether art imitates life or vice versa. Perhaps most intriguing is the effect on younger generations of artists and creators, who watch the drama unfold with a mix of fascination and trepidation. Many aspiring actors and filmmakers view the saga as a cautionary tale about the dangers of mixing personal convictions with professional ambition in an unforgiving spotlight. Conversations at industry events and workshops shift noticeably, with participants debating the merits of vulnerability versus discretion when navigating the complexities of fame. For some, the saga reinforces the importance of maintaining privacy and cultivating a thick skin. For others, it underscores the need for greater accountability and honesty in an era where audiences demand authenticity from their idols. Amidst the chaos, a peculiar phenomenon emerges: renewed interest in the very topics at the heart of the disagreement. Discussions about emotional intelligence, gender roles, and the intersection of personal beliefs with professional ambition gain traction, not just within Hollywood circles but among everyday people grappling with similar questions in their own lives. Podcasts, articles, and panel discussions exploring these themes multiply, driven partly by curiosity about the feud and partly by a genuine desire to understand the underlying issues it exposed. In a strange twist of fate, the very conflict that sought to discredit one party's advocacy inadvertently amplifies the conversation, forcing society to confront uncomfortable truths about power, privilege, and the evolving definitions of strength and vulnerability. For Blake Lively, the mounting pressure threatens to reshape her carefully constructed public image. Known for her ability to maintain an aura of effortless perfection, she now faces the daunting task of addressing allegations that challenge the very foundation of her brand. Sources close to Lively report that she's grappling with the psychological toll of constant scrutiny, oscillating between defiance and introspection as she navigates this unprecedented crisis. Industry veterans note that Lively's situation highlights the precarious balance, celebrities must strike between authenticity and image management. While some view her predicament as a wake-up call for greater transparency, others see it as a cautionary tale about the perils of striving for unattainable ideals. Regardless of where one stands, the implications extend far beyond Lively herself, touching upon fundamental questions about justice, morality and the pursuit of personal integrity in an environment where perception often trumps reality. As speculation mounts about who will testify next, the entertainment world holds its collective breath, waiting to see whether the truth will ultimately set anyone free or leave them entangled in a web of their own making. Whatever unfolds, one thing is certain: the drama surrounding Blake Lively has cemented its place in pop culture history, serving as a reminder of the enduring complexity of human relationships and the challenges of navigating truth in a world built on illusion. The anticipation is palpable, setting the stage for what promises to be a dramatic showdown. In the wake of these explosive testimonies, the entertainment industry finds itself at a crossroads, forced to confront uncomfortable truths about its inner workings and the price of fame. The fallout from Blake Lively's controversy has exposed fault lines that run deep beneath the surface of Hollywood's glittering facade, challenging long-held assumptions about power, loyalty, and accountability. As the dust begins to settle, or rather refuses to settle, it becomes clear that this saga will leave lasting marks on both individual careers and the broader cultural landscape. For Blake Lively, the road ahead promises to be fraught with challenges. Legal experts suggest that regardless of the outcome, the sheer scale of media attention generated by this dispute has already altered public perception in ways that may prove difficult to reverse. The extensive documentation of every accusation, rebuttal and meme ensures that this chapter of her life will be analyzed and referenced for years to come, shaping how similar situations are handled moving forward. Whether viewed as a tragic misstep or a necessary reckoning, the Lively saga stands as a testament to the enduring complexity of human relationships and the indelible mark left by those brave enough or foolish enough to challenge the status quo. From a psychological perspective, the toll of this prolonged public battle cannot be overstated. Both Lively and her accusers must contend with the emotional wear and tear of being at the center of such intense scrutiny. Therapists specializing in working with high-profile clients note that the constant barrage of opinions, whether supportive or critical, can lead to heightened anxiety, paranoia and even identity crises as individuals struggle to reconcile their private selves with their public images. For Lively, whose reputation has long rested on projecting strength and composure, this experience may prompt a deeper exploration of her vulnerabilities and coping mechanisms. The implications for Hollywood's broader culture of accountability are equally significant. This feud has highlighted the precarious balance between calling out perceived hypocrisy and engaging in character assassination, raising important questions about the ethics of public discourse in an era where cancel culture and public shaming have become prevalent tools for holding individuals accountable. The case of Blake Lively versus her growing list of accusers underscores the fine line between justified criticism and outright vilification, forcing both fans and industry insiders to confront uncomfortable truths about how we handle disputes in the public eye. For years, Hollywood has operated under a system where reputation is currency, and maintaining a pristine image is often prioritized over addressing systemic issues. Yet as more voices step forward to challenge this status quo, the industry finds itself at an inflection point. Will it continue to protect its elite at all costs, or will it embrace a new era of transparency and accountability? This dilemma becomes even more pronounced when considering cases like Blake Lively's, where accusations range from professional misconduct to personal grievances, blurring the lines between legitimate critique and baseless attacks. One of the most significant implications of this feud lies in its potential to reshape how power dynamics are addressed within the entertainment world. By dragging these allegations into the open, regardless of their veracity, those testifying against Lively have inadvertently sparked conversations about privilege, access, and the uneven playing field that exists behind the scenes. For instance, if claims of favoritism or manipulation prove true, they could serve as a catalyst for reform, prompting studios, agents and producers to re-evaluate how decisions are made and who benefits from them. However, there's also the risk that this kind of public reckoning devolves into spectacle rather than substance. Critics argue that the current climate incentivizes sensationalism over resolution, encouraging individuals to air grievances not out of principle but for clout or revenge. In Blake Lively's case, some wonder whether the testimonies leveled against her stem from genuine harm or jealousy over her success, a question that complicates efforts to discern truth from fabrication. Moreover, the psychological toll of such disputes cannot be underestimated. While figures like Lively may appear untouchable due to their wealth and influence, the constant scrutiny takes a toll, with mental health professionals warning of burnout, anxiety and even depression among celebrities.
embroiled in prolonged controversies. Conversely, those coming forward must also grapple with the consequences of speaking out, knowing full well that doing so might invite backlash or jeopardize future opportunities. The ripple effects extend beyond individual careers, influencing broader cultural attitudes toward fame and redemption. Audiences today demand authenticity from their idols, yet paradoxically they're quick to tear down anyone perceived as falling short of perfection. This catch-22 creates an environment where no one wins. Celebrities feel pressured to present flawless personas, while fans oscillate between idolization and disillusionment depending on the latest scandal. In the midst of this chaos, some see an opportunity for meaningful change. Advocates for greater accountability argue that high-profile feuds like this can serve as teachable moments, encouraging both stars and their supporters to reflect on deeper issues such as empathy, forgiveness, and the importance of separating art from artist. Others remain skeptical, viewing these episodes as mere distractions from larger societal problems perpetuated by the very industry under fire. Ultimately, what makes this saga so compelling and so dangerous is its universality. Whether you side with Blake Lively or believe the testimonies against her, the underlying themes resonate far beyond Hollywood's borders. Questions about trust, loyalty, and justice transcend celebrity gossip, tapping into fundamental human concerns about fairness, integrity, and the lengths we're willing to go to protect our reputations, or destroy someone else's. As the drama unfolds, one thing remains certain: whoever chooses to testify next will wield immense power, not just over Blake Lively's legacy, but over the collective conscience of an industry grappling with its own contradictions. Will they opt for restraint, choosing to address grievances privately and allow cooler heads to prevail, or will they seize the moment, using their platform to amplify allegations that could irreparably damage Lively's standing? Whatever path they choose, the repercussions will echo far beyond the confines of this particular feud, shaping the trajectory of accountability in Hollywood for years to come.